Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Dungeon of the Mad Mage. This is session 124, and we're going to just jump immediately into a little bit of a recap. Previously, in the Dungeon of the Mad Mage, Matashtai found himself facing down a golem made of flesh within a chamber filled with bones, and a poisonous gas billowing out between him and the rest of the party behind him. To make matters worse, the monk could see an undead horde milling about behind the golem. Unfortunately, there was no opportunity for negotiation. The creatures attacked. While Matashtai fended off the golem, Ezrah created a howling gale of wind that encircled him, pushing the poisonous gas away as he walked through it. Ashes and bones followed in the sorcerer's wake through the poisonous gas. By the time the rest of the party had arrived, a horde of zombies, led by two wights, had almost arrived to Matashtai. The monk, the blood hunter, and rogue worked to take down the golem, while Ezrah conjured a storm of hail to pummel and slow the zombies. Through their combined efforts, the party was able to defeat the undead creatures with only minor damage to themselves. But that was not the end of things. As they finished off the wights, a voice rang out from the south end of the cavern, complaining about the racket. From the ground arose skeletons, and on the edge of their vision, the party saw large figures looming. The battle continued. Ezrah unleashed yet another storm of hail, shattering through the bodies of many of the skeletons, but the creatures lived on, moved by some force of will. They were far more skilled than the undead the party had fought in the past, and managed to seriously wound Matashtai. To make matters worse, the mage that had raised them seemed to be able to keep them alive, or rather undead, when they should otherwise have fallen. Compounding the situation, out from the shadows came massive skeletal minotaurs, charging into ashes and bones. As the battle raged on, the party shouted to the mage, trying to get him to see reason, trying to explain that they did not want to fight. Their efforts did seem to bear some fruit, as the mage, while clearly itching for a little action, ordered his minions not to kill any of the party. With this, the fight shifted more from a battle for survival to one of competition. Moss-covered rock near stream arrived to help the party, and the golem returned to life. The mage attempted to necrotize Matashtai, but eventually the monk broke through the line of skeletal minions and knocked the necromancer unconscious. It took only moments more for the party to mop up the rest of the undead. After tying the mage up, the party searched the area behind him, finding a cat skull down a strange hole in the wall and a small encampment, which they promptly looted. As they began to prepare to rest, Matashtai decided to wake up the mage to have a bit of a chat. And that is where we fade back into the scene, right? Ezrah in the middle of the kind of like intersection, in process of putting up the dome, while Matashtai has begun to basically waterboard the mage in an effort
on purpose. I was just waking him up,
splashing the mage in the face with water in order to wake him up. So he is sputtering, but he is not really coherent yet. Is anyone doing anything? Remember, he is bound, right? But is anyone doing anything else, or is this situation unfolding as it is?
just a heads up, we are not on the right screen yet.
Well, do you need to be on the right screen yet?
No, I was just telling you that we weren't.
Maybe we wouldn't bring that to your attention so much if you didn't forget so often.
I forget so often?
All the time.
so often. You guys live on like one screen at a time for like entire sessions. Get out of here.
For months.
For months, right? So like my failure to move you over would be like once a week.
Just messing with you. I am just
at most
kidding.
Once a week. Your attempts
he's
are
right,
futile
but,
and feeble. Anybody doing anything?
I don't know what's happening.
Ezra is putting up the dome.
Is he fully awake yet, or is he still like...
He's sputtering and he's like incoherent. Ezra is putting up the dome. Matashtai seems to be trying to like bring the mage back to consciousness. And other than that, nothing else is happening. Does anyone want to do anything is the question that I'm asking. Before Matashtai like wakes up the mage you guys just fought.
No. There's nothing I wish to do.
I mean, I'd love for the dome to be up before he's awoken, but I feel like that's out of my hands.
That spell didn't kill you anyway.
Yeah, he probably has Dispel. He's got Counterspell. He probably also runs Dispel.
Magic hammer.
Sounds like a plan.
I'm not doing nothing.
The party kind of mills about for a few minutes as Ezra begins to put up the dome and Matashtai goes about the process of awakening the mage. So it does take a little bit, right? Like you splash some water on his face and but I mean you cracked him over the side of the head pretty hard. Like he's got like a little bit of like a bump on that side and like a little bit of blood that's oozed down the side of his face. He's not exactly like, you know, it's not like, ooh, you flick some water and he's suddenly like, oh god, I'm awake. Like it's gonna take him a little while to come about. During that process, Ezra is able to complete said casting of the dome. So there's this as the dome goes up, right? And Matashtai, you're kind of, you know, administering to this mage, and he begins to kind of like, his eyes have been fluttering back and forth for a while now, and he kind of comes to the point to where his eyes are starting to stay open, though one of them, the one on his more swollen side of the face, is kind of like partially shut, you know, just because of the swelling on the side of his head. And he kind of like looks up at you. And he kind of like... Are his hands tied in front of him or behind him?
Probably behind him.
Fuck, asshole. Okay, so he's on... Is he on his side? How are you, like, holding him?
He's sitting... I don't have him hog-tied. He's just sitting there.
Obviously, he's on his back.
He's not... He's prone.
Like, he would have been on his side, yes.
Okay, gotcha. Because he wasn't conscious to keep himself sitting up. Right?
Face down.
Like, he would have just went. So he's kind of on his side, and you see, right? Like he rolls his shoulders, like he's trying to move his arms, and he goes like, what's the Kinky? Why'd you tie me up?
Well, mostly so you don't call any more undead things to fight us.
I had more undead things to fight you, and I called... Fuck, my head hurts.
I'll walk up and squat. How many fingers am I holding up?
Al looks up at you and goes, I'm very sorry for your loss, sir. Did my skeleton take the rest of that hand?
Does he need some more, you know, night time?
You need night time.
From the conversation that is already kind of beginning, and what you have heard this mage shout to you previously, he kinda has a bit of a sass scenario going on. If that influences your conversation choices at all.
You know, if you knock him out too many times, like within the same hour, that's definitely going to be brain damage.
Definitely brain damage, yeah.
I'm sorry, but that ship has already sailed.
Yeah, don't
Damn.
brain damage me, man.
Don't tase me, bro.
Quick question. As
You're
I'm
casting a spell.
as I'm in the dome, is it up now? Is that the understanding, or is it still in process of being up? Okay. So immediately after it
Wow.
coming up, quick mechanical question for the DM. A spell book, is that considered a magical object that Identify would tell me what's all in it, or is that something as an arcane caster I have to go through and
I think in the past you've identified. I mean, I think you could do it both ways because you are an arcane caster. You can read the arcane language. So, on one hand, you can do it by basically just reading it over a short rest. The other hand, you could just identify it and gain the knowledge of its content.
So I've already pulled out his spell book and started casting Identify it.
Can he see into the dome?
Nope, it is an opaque.
Okay. Gotcha.
And if he burns a 3rd level spell, I consider it a win either way.
Fair enough. Okay. So he's just kind of laying there, right? And he has just said, "Yeah, don't
Tase me, bro.
brain damage me, bro." Right? And he kind of okay, so what do I gotta do to get out of these ropes? This is kind of uncomfortable.
Well, why don't you start by telling us what you're doing down here? Do you live down here? You gathering up an army to do something? What was with all the undead?
Just like hanging out. Just fuck yeah. I. You not know where you are?
No, where am I?
You have perished. You are in the outermost layer of the 9 hells.
Oh, hell yeah, so beating the hell out of another ghost won't be a problem then.
Ah, fuck. Please don't hit me. Okay. He really, it's very obvious, he really wants to touch his face. He really wants to do the, oh, fuck. He's like, okay. Alright, you're in Undermountain. I presume you already knew that.
Shit,
Yeah,
where's
we knew
that?
You're in a place
Sass with sass.
referred to colloquially as the Slither Swamp.
Makes sense, pretty swampy.
You are
Bumped
on the edge of
Glory.
the fabled academy of Halaster Blackcloak, otherwise known as Dwemercore.
Hell yeah, I'm glad I found it, dude. I was invited.
It kind of he tries to twist and like look over at you, and he's like, you were invited?
Yeah, I'm a magic cat.
A stabby magic cat?
Yeah, both.
Very
Little
stabby.
Little A, little
Very-
both.
Incredibly,
skills.
incredibly stabby.
I mean, that's a first.
Well,
not
who are
allowed.
you?
Huh?
That's all nice, but who are you?
My name's Karstus. Who are you?
Karstus. I'm Matt. Nice to meet you, Karstus.
I'd shake your hand, but you got me tied up.
Yeah, I don't really know what kind of magic tricks you got up your sleeves, so we're gonna maybe keep it that way for a bit.
I had all the magic tricks and an army of the undead, 5, 10... How long have I been out?
That's
Quite a long
That
time.
is
We're definitely gonna need you to get you checked out.
Well, shit
20
happens,
minutes,
I guess.
ish.
Yeah, I mean, if I was a danger, it would have been then. Not now.
How long did it take you to make all those guys?
Like a couple weeks, actually.
Day and a
Fuck.
half.
How many rounds did we clear that out in?
Not many.
30 seconds.
Roundabout.
Necromancers in 5e.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it did
No,
okay against you guys.
characters in 5e.
Like,
Player damage in 5e.
yeah.
That's
sure.
the most I've been hurt in a while.
I'm still sitting on 23 HP. I wasn't far off.
Well, I guess why are you here? I'm assuming you're a student of old Dwemercore over there.
Nice assumption. You're a smart cookie. Yeah. I am on field assignment. Also sometimes referred to as punishment or detention.
Punishment? You problematic? No way.
No.
I see your devilkin has a sassy mouth. I like that. Keep talking.
Yeah.
By the way, is Karsus human or like? What is
Yeah,
he?
he's human. Yeah, he
Okay.
he's human, and relatively how to say this in a, he's relatively emo looking, right? Like he's got almost kind of like greasy-ish dark black
Swoosh.
hair, kind of like pulled out in front type scenario, kind of sallow skin, a little lanky.
Okay. Well. Okay. seems to check out. Yeah, really, I don't know how to handle this because we weren't gonna fight you, but then your
Handle
giant
what?
flesh golem.
Look, we had a friendly fucking sparring session. You kicked my ass. It's gonna take me weeks to get back to where I was. Learning experience for everyone. What do you mean? Learn
the
how to
friendliest-
or
yeah.
figure out what the
That's a good
situation. It's
point.
fine. Like Hakuna
Friendliest
Matata,
fight.
man.
Friendliest fight we had in a long time.
Ah,
All right,
fuck.
tell you what.
What are you
In
even
exchange-
doing here?
Kind of hanging out. Oh, sorry. No, I'm on my way to Dwemercore. I got invited.
All right, magic cat, stabby cat, stabby tabby.
Magic stabby cat.
Stabby daddy.
Tabby tabby.
I can't
Oh my
take
God.
I can't take credit for that.
Lion?
That is not mine. That is that
That's
is fuck, I can't remember her name. That is a very creative cosplayer and D&D personality.
We're here to help out some frog friends. You know anything about Yerk?
Friends. You're working with the bullywugs?
Yeah, they're quite nice.
Ah, good fucking luck.
I take it you've not had good encounters with them.
Oh,
Might be because you're making a bunch of skeletons near.
I don't really have much encounters with them, period, right? Like, it's not really,
Okay.
like, good or bad encounters. They stay... I mean, look, this is... Fuck. I have to be tied up? Fuck. Okay, look.
How about we untie him?
I'm not the big threat here. Dwemercore, the academy is not the big threat here. This is just an outpost. This is a, consider this a classroom, right? Like, the big issue is not, us versus the bullywugs. It's the fucking scourges, man. Like, they're the bad news. Shit.
Yeah, we're working on them as well. What do you know about the scourges?
It's...
Do you want to elaborate or?
I mean, I would love to literally paint you a picture if only I had the use of my hands.
That is pretty unfortunate, ain't it?
It really is for you. It really is.
Well, see, we already know quite a bit about him, so I think we're okay if you didn't tell us.
Oh. I mean, I might have some pertinent information. You seem like the adventurous type, and maybe you ought to know some things. That way you don't get yourselves in over your head. Also, I mean, like, what's the aside? Are you just gonna, like, leave me here?
I'm probably not.
Yeah,
So, I mean, so we're arguing the semantics of, like, you're gonna let me go anyways, right? Like, what
I'll
the
look around.
fuck does that mean?
No witnesses?
no witnesses.
No witnesses.
You guys don't have the heart for no
Excuse the
witnesses.
fuck out
What
of
are you
me.
talking about?
Nah, all right. I walk over and I cut his bonds. All right.
I'm
You
the
know, I
only one
did
that has the heart
hear
for
you
no
say telling the skeletons not to kill us. Probably because you're gonna do some sort of weird magey experiment on our bodies, but that's all right.
You said you didn't want to fight. So I was like, and he's kind of like, you've unbound him, so he's kind of like, he rolls over onto his back slightly and he pulls his arms up. He's kind of like, just flexing them like this, like rubbing his wrists and just like, because that's a very uncomfortable position to be in for any length of time, right? Like, so
Yeah.
he's just kind of like, and then now he's kind of like very gingerly, it actually would be the left side, kind of like trying to, fuck me, man. Alright, sorry, what are we talking about? You have to hit me that hard?
Means you have to throw 100 skeletons and zombies at us?
Oh man, if I could throw 100 skeletons and zombies at... Fuck me. Woo! That would be
The
badass.
Minotaur ones were pretty cool, though.
Actually, I've never.
Oh,
really
that's a new
talked
one.
to
Like, I'm getting to the point to where I think I've got it perfected. I'm pretty sure Headmaster's gonna be, like, stoked. Well, maybe. I don't know.
How many undead things can you control?
What,
at one
what class
time?
is that one?
What's your
Is that
maximum?
Necromancy 101 or what? I want to take that class.
Sure as shit not 101, I'll tell you that.
All right, 102.
I don't know what you thought you saw there, my dude, but that's some high tier shit.
It's like, I'm an artiste.
yeah, I'm
Get
not
it
your
right.
I'm not your fucking provincial town necromancer waking up 2 zombies to scare the village. You
So
know?
we're talking like associates, bachelor.
I mean, I'm working on my doctorate, you know? Like,
Oh.
it's
Oh,
in
okay.
there. Like, I mean, I know some shit.
You gotta write like a thesis on the dead.
You
Things-
note, you guys did not divest him of the the bracer thing that he had, the piece of bone that he had kind of like sheathed over his forearm, right?
Oh, yeah, that's a cool bone, bro. What's that do?
So it's kind of like it's either a short bracer or a wide bracelet, kind of like concept there going, and it's just basically like I don't know, it's carved almost as if it would be like a necromancer's kind of like wet dream, right? It's just really cool, very metal, like skeletons all in different like contorted poses around it, like fighting, battling, but it's just this mass of skeletal figures all wrapped around, right? And he's kind of
Pretty
like he's while he's rubbing his wrists and kind of like becoming more coherent, right? He's touched it and he's made sure that it's there, and now he's kind of like holding it as he's talking to you. And you ask him that, Bones, and he's like, I've been working on it for a while, and I'm a little protective of it. Yeah, I just don't know you guys. I was out, wasn't sure if you maybe like took shit off me or something like that. So
I think we did we? I didn't.
the stabby magic cat, not the one with the memory. Got it.
Only when it pertains to me.
So what?
Air.
Only when it.
What?
Oh, okay, gotcha. Cool. All right, what were we talking about? Am I hostage? Is this a friendly conversation or is this an interrogation? What's going on here? How are
still
you
tied
guys? How you
You're
doing?
untied. I mean, seems fine.
Yeah, cool. All right.
The fuck
Okay.
did I-
So when you say you're here to help the bullywugs, what do you mean by that?
Well, we found some that were real nice to us further up in the mountain, and we brought them home. And they seem to be having some sort of little inner turmoil, so we're helping out.
Shit, you guys are like good guys, aren't you?
Yeah, I think so.
Cool. Brad?
Right.
Are you a bad guy?
Look, that whole necromancy is evil. Look, I'm not entrapping any souls, man. You die, you leave a body behind. I might as well use it, man.
I do that sometimes.
Yeah,
Not all the
fair,
time.
fair.
But sometimes.
One man's corpse is another man's reanimated corpse.
I may have aspirations that some would consider selfish or self-centered or but I'm not like going around burning orphanages or anything like that.
It'd be kind of a messed up thing to do.
Yeah, right?
All right, well, tell us about Dwemercore.
Fuck, it's school, man. What do you wanna know? They've got classes for all kind of magic. The headmaster's a hard ass, but also, is the mage, so it's kind of like the thing, as there's some people that I don't like, there's some people that I do like. It's yeah, I've learned some shit. I'm doing okay. It's just because I'm in the bottom of the class, but I'm getting better, so it's fine. And I'm sure, like I said, Headmaster's gonna be impressed with the new shit I've got up my sleeve. So maybe not as impressed as I was hoping, considering you guys kind of slapped me around there. But
Yeah, it might have set you back a little bit. Sorry about that.
we'll consider it. It's not like a fair fight. I wasn't fully awake and engaged when the fight started, so you guys had a long time to chew through the chaff. So look, it's extenuating circumstances, and it is what it is.
Oh yeah, you throughout when we were fighting, you mentioned a lot of asking us what time it is. What time is it?
It's fucking late, man. Like really late.
Late 30 or
Yeah. Like I was sleeping late.
Oh, he was seeping.
He's a sleepy boy.
I'll just tromping around in the middle of the night.
Yeah, we have a weird sleep
Fuck.
schedule.
Yeah, we're not
Yeah.
really underground kind of people, and the whole not having a sun to work off of is a little tough.
Have you ever heard of a fucking clock, my man?
No, what's that? I'm not from around here. Sorry.
What's
Wow.
a clock?
Okay. I look, I didn't mean anything earlier when I said that whole provincial thing. I wasn't really trying to be insulting. It is what it is.
Yeah, it's fucked up. He's an alien, bro. Hey, you shouldn't like. You don't even know if he has.
What?
Kind of hurt my feelings, but it's all right.
Alien.
Yeah, don't worry about it.
Okay.
I'm
Not
kind
an
of
alien. God.
God.
To Matashtai, we're the aliens.
All right.
Yeah, you guys
so,
are weird, not me.
So what's your goal? What's going on here? Like what?
I don't know.
I don't
We just
know, I
came in
think
the
we've
cave
kind
and
of,
your bros attacked us. Like,
Yeah, we're
what
just
do you
kind
mean,
of
what's our
coming
goal?
through, and you.
Well, I mean, you like walk into a dude's house. You don't expect to get like, a shovel thrown at you or something.
I mean,
This
it's
is your
not like you
house?
had a
live
sign
here?
saying, "This is Karsus's house. Do not enter. Beware of zombies."
Did the
Like,
poison field not shoot up?
You mean
Yeah.
the noxious fumes that suddenly sprouted up in a swamp?
I mean, so you just walked through them?
Yeah, they don't hurt me.
Okay, that didn't seem like a locked door kind of concept to you?
No, typically when I think locked door, I think an actual door.
Wow. Did you walk into people's houses and break their pots?
Well, I mean, if they
Yeah.
got doors, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have an argument for that, I guess. Cool, so you were just exploring around down here while you're helping your frog buddies up north. Wait, that doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, apparently we can't decide on what the hell we want to do, so we're just
Yeah.
walking around now.
We had time to kill.
Wait. Time to kill till what?
Until
We don't really know.
yeah,
Yeah,
until
we really haven't
we
really figured that part out.
commit to doing something about the scourges.
You're gonna do something about the scourges? What?
Gonna try.
Oh,
Need some help.
Probably.
Got some tips.
Considering it.
I mean, I know a little bit. I know they're bad news.
Yeah. We put that together.
Did we though?
So what's your plan? What are you gonna? I mean, you guys, what do you know about them?
Ooh.
Oh yes, let's
Yeah.
tell him everything.
Oh right, nothing.
All right, fine. Don't fucking tell me anything. I don't care.
Well, he seems like a bro. Why are we being coy?
Whatever.
Yeah, it seems like-
Like, do your thing. Get fucking jacked. I don't give a shit.
Oh yeah, we need
Huh?
to sleep.
I don't want to get jacked. I want to take a necromancy 101, bro.
Well, you're not gonna do that when you're serving the scourges.
Well, I don't want to do that.
Well, Karsus,
How do we? What? How do we not serve
Uh,
the scourges? I don't want to serve the scourges.
Well,
Want to serve them an eviction notice.
have you gone to see them at all? Have you been in their
No.
territory?
well, we saw one.
Kind of.
Yeah,
What
Kind
does that
of.
mean?
he was kind of bony.
Wait, you saw the queen?
Yeah,
No.
she has a bunch of cold shit.
Wait, what? That doesn't make any sense.
Why's that?
Because the queen doesn't. She doesn't have any. What?
Hold on, time out. Why are we being coy with the man?
You're being
I-
coy
I
with me?
Out of character.
Okay.
Why not?
I've gotten onto for sharing too much. I'm not going to make that
Exhausting?
mistake again.
Well, do you have something you want to know from him? If so, ask the thing you want to know.
Okay, you're very sassy tonight. I don't like it.
I think
I withdraw
he's
my
feeding
comment.
off the sass of the character, so
Silas lose his iPad. He was that sassy to me.
Yeah, well, good thing I don't care about fucking iPad.
Good.
Alright. So, are we back in character?
Threaten me with a goddamn iPad.
Alright. So Karstis looks at you all and he's kinda like, fine, I mean if y'all whatever. Like, you wanna know stuff, but you wanna be coy about stuff, and I don't know what to fucking, like, I'm just supposed to spill all my guts to you, so yeah, okay, cool. Fine. And he
I don't
seems
know, I
like
mean-
he seems like a little glum.
We found some sort of memory thing. It shunted us back to when the snake people were fighting the Sethian Scourge and
Wait.
changed her into Bone Lady.
Wait, what?
Well,
Like,
yes.
Have you
pretty
not
cool.
like explored at all, brother?
Yeah, are you been sitting in this cave the whole time, or what?
have you not noticed the multitude of immortal murderous snake ladies and the queen bone lady that destroys everything, and the multitude of murderous ghosts and the fucking leeches and the frogs? Like,
We-
why?
Hey, there's
honestly-
leeches.
We haven't encountered literally any of that.
Yeah,
What?
really very low on
You told
those
me
things.
that you came from the bullywugs. What do you mean? And
Yeah,
you
but they're
just
friends
said
of
you
ours.
what? You don't make any sense.
Yeah, but they're friends of ours. We like them.
Okay,
They like us.
fine.
Most of them.
You got the friendly
Most of
frogs. I get it. Wait, what do you mean most of them?
Well, actually, technically, it's a minority of them, but some of them like us.
Like I was telling you, they got some sort of internal strife. Some of them get along, some of them don't.
Okay. Gotcha.
And we're gonna try and help them out.
Bye.
One of them's got a pretty metal name. I bet you'd like this name. His name's Yerk of the Fetid Obliteration.
Sounds a little pretentious, actually.
Oh, shit!
Alright, I can't get a read on you, whatever.
I mean, like, cool, but. All right, but you're gonna try to work against the scourges. That's what I'm
Probably.
reading here?
Yeah, that's the plan.
Hey, what are the chances we could get some magic people involved and maybe joining the frog people to take out the undead people?
Oh, from the school?
Yeah. Kind of like a like a wizarding school.
A
Yeah,
good old-fashioned
I don't-
team up.
Nah. Unlikely. I mean, kinda, mostly unlikely. I would help, but no one on the rest of the academy is gonna give two shits.
Why
I mean,
do you
I
wanna
think
help?
that looks good on your like resume. That's gonna be like extra credit, right? Expunging the scourges. That's gonna really boost. Let's say if like you're in a class, right, and you're, let's theoretically say, kind of towards the bottom of
Look,
that class.
I get what you're saying, man, but that's not how these things work, right? Like, as soon as I'm working with you, then it no longer counts as my work. That's not how casters work, man. That's not how it works here, right? Like, if you don't succeed off of the back of your own ability, then you're just getting carried.
Yeah, that's a big fear of mine. Makes sense.
Like, it's not just a fear, it's the way it works in Dwemer Core, right? Like, sure, you can get a helping hand here or there for a thing or two, right? But you're trying to talk this up to me of like, oh, it's gonna get you out. No, it's not how that works, right? Like, if I waltzed in there and I was able to take on the scourges by myself, then I'd be Billy Badass of the fucking academy. And
So
you
you're
know,
telling me that you would get 0 credit?
not zero
or
necessarily, but look, the juice is not worth the squeeze on that kind of concept, right? It's not gonna be 0. It's just not gonna be what you seem to think that it's gonna be. Also, I mean, like, not everyone's like, oh yeah, fuck the scourges. Some people are like, oh yeah, cool, immortal Naga people. Let's talk to them and get some knowledge, man. Like, they're old. They probably know some shit.
Do they?
I mean, fuck yeah, they're old, and hell yeah, they know some shit. They've been here for ages.
Oh. Anyway, so how do they make people serve them?
Look, it's part of the reason why I'm here. So I like, detention doesn't just come as like a go to this place and sit on your ass type scenario. It comes with like a goal. And I'm supposed to look. They got a rod. They got a thing that they can take over people's minds with.
Neat.
Well, yeah, neat, sure, great, cool. Mind control, super fucking neat. So neat. Yeah, that's a totally kosher thing. And I'm supposed to get it from them. That's my way out of detention. But I mean, that's fucking not gonna happen. How am I supposed to get fucking we mind control people with this thing from the immortal snake ladies?
How often can they use it?
I mean, I'm not 100% sure. I think a couple times a day or something like that. I'm like, that's how they keep all of their posse in check. Well, I mean, most of their posse in check. Some of the things just like serve them just because they do, but those aren't really like.
If I'm to understand this correctly,
What?
you are being reprimanded, and to make amends, they want you to go by yourself into the Scourges solo and retrieve their their rod of mind control and bring it back.
Well, it's not supposed to be an easy fix. Otherwise, it wouldn't be a learning experience or punishment.
It's true. I understand that. I get that.
And I mean, as far as like the solo thing goes, right? Like, there's nothing stipulating that I have to do that part alone, right? Like, however I get the rod back is fine as far as I was told, but like, the solo thing is like, I'm not gonna be the talk of the town because I helped you guys out. But that's okay, right? Like, I don't have to be the biggest deal in the world. I just need more time to practice. It's fine.
All right.
Not that I'm necessarily going to be a lot of help anytime soon. It'll take me a couple days at least to fucking, like, try to recoup some of my losses here.
Man, if only you didn't go completely all in on a fight that you yourself recognized wasn't, to the death.
Maybe I wouldn't have to worry about things like that if people didn't walk through poison clouds into other people's territory that's obviously guarded by guardians.
Man, all the shit we've already walked through, you think a poison cloud's the worst of it?
Alright, well, I'm not used to people just walking through poison clouds and past flesh golems because they're like,
I don't sound like that.
I was talking to him, not you. He sounds
I'm
like
the one
that.
that walked through it.
Fine.
Well, we kind of walked through it.
Did you guys walk through open area inside of it?
Yeah, well, it was still through it.
So you want to help us take down the scourges?
I mean, it
Definitely
seems like a fortuitous thing to maybe, like, look into. I'm definitely not against the concept.
And in
All right,
exchange,
well.
you want the rod of mind control if we beat them?
I mean, that'd be pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, it would. Seems a little sketchy to give that back to a school of
Well, I mean, keep in mind,
sketchy mages.
it's not back to, and I mean, Dormercore is not, we're not sketchy mages. We're not okay, we're not just sketchy mages, sir. This is
Not
one of
just-
the
not
most
just sketchy mages.
vaunted academies in the entirety of the Sword Coast. Partially, maybe in the entirety of Faerun. Just saying.
That makes sense why they would want me.
Hidden deep in a dungeon.
Yeah, it's challenging to get here. Just getting here is part of the entrance exam, my man.
Kind of sketchy.
You're kind of sketchy.
Yeah, he is. He's an alien. I don't know if he's. We don't even know if he's here legally.
Right?
Honestly.
But,
What alien are you talking about?
Oh, wow.
went random.
That's fucked up.
You know you're from Texas when?
Oh, that was funny. You know it.
Funny in a horror
Right.
shock of
So,
society
like-
kind of way.
So, like, out of character, like, so if we can get this guy on board, right? And it's clear that the new generation is on board. What do you think the chances are Yerk would at least temporarily join an alliance, and then we all go for the scourges?
Yeah, I'd say about
I think
70,
there's a
80%.
0% chance that Yerk wants to help us.
No.
with
If
the
you
new
remember,
generation.
whenever the scourges attack, new generation and Yerk's, they're all the Black Tongues, so I can't just call them
Okay.
Black Tongues, but Yerk's
But
crew
like,
and Pulp's crew have worked together before in the past to defend their land.
I thought we didn't want to do that because Yerk makes all the people we like be cannon fodder up at the front.
Also,
Well,
working together to survive is different than working together to kill. Like, working
Yeah,
together
yeah,
for
alright, well,
defense
I
is
mean-
different than working together for offense. Maybe.
I vote we deal with Yerk first.
Is this back
And
in
then come
character,
back.
or is this still out of character?
Are we out of character? Were we out of character before? Or
Yeah, you
we
were
in
out of character before.
Then I'm still out then.
I'm still out.
I'm still out. They keep pulling me back in. Okay. So that's an option. If people are interested in going that route.
I mean, that is one option, but like we're still got some like shit to figure out, like, you know, the
yeah, all the things that you've already set in
binding
motion.
shit
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the-
I mean, that's
yeah,
all.
yeah,
That's
we-
all still on the table. Absolutely. Right. I mean, like, you're not for. This is not a. You must make a decision now. You're just talking to a guy, and the guy seems amenable to working with you against the scourges.
Why don't we and this is back in
Really
character. But why don't we like go and deal with our stuff? This is in character. And like, you know, come back in a few days and deal with it then?
Do you think you can build up a decent number in a few days?
I mean, I can do some stuff. Like, it just kind of depends on what. Do you have a plan? They're immortal snake people. What's your fucking plan? Have you seen what they can do? Like,
I mean, we saw what Hexacoli could do when she was in her prime.
it seems so weird, right?
We were snake
sure.
people for a little bit.
Yeah, you found.
Oh.
That's super cool. I really want to see that.
I had
But
snakes for
that's
arms.
later. I can't. That's not a priority. We'll study it later. Okay, cool. Like they can like, I've seen the aftermath of a crocodile that they basically just shattered as ice.
Oh well. Okay.
Y'all can deal with that?
No, maybe.
I kind of poke Ashes. I mean, he can, but I'm better at the behind stuff.
Yeah, he kind of like gestures up and down at Ashes and is like, tieflings with all those fucking. Yeah, okay, gotcha.
Bullshit.
Yeah.
Hardy.
Yeah, that's a word for it. Kind of like narrows his gaze at you.
I look back. His thaumaturgy to make my eyes flare.
Weren't you a dog person?
I got better.
Fuck. All right. Well. By the way, Ezra, throughout the entirety of this, you've been in the dome, analyzing or casting identify. That time has passed. You have identified the fucking spell book that you acquired. And I mean it's a spell book. It's a spell book filled with necromancy spells, primarily. With the highest being a 5th level, the spell Dance Macabre, and it does seem the newest addition to the book.
Do there seem to be any notable ritual spells in here?
The only ritual spell within the book is Detect Magic. Something you were already proficient with.
I was hoping to find a freebie out here. Then I would pencil through the papers I had collected, the books that I had collected, seeing just a general concept of what we're looking at, and hearing the conversation and where it has progressed as much as I could while focusing on identify. Just looking for a general concept before re-entering conversation, or entering conversation, rather.
Sure.
Hey, mute your mic when you're talking to the cat.
So-
So the books that you have found are a mixture of kind of like they're kind of all over the place. They're a combination of historical tomes, arcane subjects, and then basically just fantasy. So the 2 fantasy ones that you find are one's called the Quiet. No, sorry, that's one of the historical ones. One's called Hadrian the Seventh. You flip through it, and it seems to be like a fantasy story of a nobleman out of Neverwinter, right?
The seventh?
Hadrian the Seventh. It does seem to be like a title, or the 7th of his line potentially. You know.
But the seventh.
I'm aware. And then another one is called Chalky Chalky.
This is
And
another fantasy.
yeah, this is another fantasy one, and
Hey, Chucky Chucky.
this seems to be almost kind of like a child's read. I mean, it's pretty hefty, right? So it would be difficult. It's not like a children's book, but it's a. It is not an. It seems like very, very like low budget fantasy. And it seems to be like about an imaginary friend. And then there is one called The Quiet Waterdevian, which seems to be kind of like a periodical about 150 years ago of what a good Waterdevian citizen should be in that time period.
What was that called again? Sorry.
The Quiet Waterdevian.
Damn, that sounds like some women suppressing shit I've ever heard of.
Wow.
A wife should be quiet and in the home. She should be seen and not heard. Well, some 1940s ass shit. 30s? I don't know when that was actually prevalent.
I think that was making it all the way up into the 60s.
Damn, really?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, wasn't the 60s when the suffrage started?
I wasn't alive.
No shit, Sherlock.
Yeah, I was dead at that time.
And then the other two books that you find do both seem to be more magically inclined. One is called The Arcane Eye, and it seems to be mostly a theory discussion about like divination and the kind of like the abilities in and around divination, and
Double yuck.
it's kind of like it's not a it's a soft skills kind of book, right? Like it's not actually like it's like the philosophy behind divination rather
The
than
theoretical. Yeah.
well, it's not even just like the theoretical, like there's some theoretical discussion, but it talks more about like you know, the impact of having knowledge, of gaining knowledge in such a way through magic, and how that knowledge can be kind of like self-prophesizing and shit like that type of thing, right? Anyways, and then the last one is it's this one probably catches your eye a little bit, but it is called Nestor's Necromantic Nightmares. And it is, as you might have been able to determine, a book about necromancy. And it is quite geared more towards the hard skill side of things, where it actually talks about practical part recovery, and what can be done with said parts, and which parts are the most valuable in the right situations, etc., etc. And it even talks about the construction of certain nightmarish creatures from a necromantic bent. There's even a little section in there about flesh golems and their variations. That seems somewhat familiar. Roll me a history check. 14.
I'm going to go ahead and pop a Sork point and re-roll it.
Okay. 17. Okay. That name slightly
Nestor.
rings a bell.
Yeah.
Do you know
One of
why? Yeah, okay.
Yep.
Then yeah, like Ezrah, it clicks after a second. Nestor is one of the seven.
Seven.
One of seven. It all ties back.
Comes back around.
It all comes back around. Nestor is one of the seven, one of Halaster's 7 original apprentices.
Same.
How I wonder what school he was proficient in.
Divination.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Really?
Clearly.
Okay. So,
Does this catch me up to their
yeah,
conversation?
you've
or-
basically
okay.
been like, you identified the book, and then while they were hemming and hawing and basically like sassing each other back and forth with Karstus, you were like flipping through the other books and becoming familiar with them. So.
I phase through the wall of the dome as it
Damn,
dissipates behind
you
me.
take it down? Holy shit.
Yeah, he needs to get it to interact in the conversation.
Yep.
You could just like stick your face out like Mirio.
That's true.
That got me good.
Like fucking Mossy. Sticking
Yeah,
your
Mossy does that
faces
too.
out.
You ain't no moss.
Okay.
Well, I
So what else is
step
happening?
out with this stack of tomes.
All right,
Well,
He
well,
sees
Karstus,
you and he immediately he narrows his eyes as he looks at you.
You've been busy, I see.
Little light reading. I see.
Lighter than usual.
Ooh.
All right, let's just fucking whip them out and start measuring, shall we?
Sparks start emanating off of one hand.
He raises his, and there's just like this necromantic hue that begins to build around the back of his hand. And he's just like, yeah, cool trick. We can all do that. Well, I assume you and I and the
can't do
cat
that.
can.
You see Matt over on the side holding up his hands like,
I can. I choose not
oh,
to.
I can do that. He has one necrotic and one glowing healing.
Fuck it. Ashes, you can do it. You can write your
Well,
fingers.
I have to sacrifice HP to do it, and I'm a little low on it.
Actually, it's funny. I think Bones is the only person who can't do something like that with his hands.
I can. I choose not to.
Oh fuck. Oh shit.
It's not a party trick. All right. It's part of my craft.
Fair enough. Okay. So Karstus looks at you and he says like, "Cool. Gonna give those back."
Yeah, there's nothing of value here. Though I wouldn't mind spending some time looking at Nestor's tome.
Yeah, not exactly a loner or anything like that. It's a bit valuable.
Obviously. I wonder why. It's not like he's known for his craft.
Yeah, well, known for his craft, not his teaching skills.
Damn, bad teacher. That's fucked up.
So you were a student.
Damn.
Interesting place for a school.
Kind of like he just looks at you and kind of like rolls his eyes, just like, haha. Assuming you've heard the whole conversation, you were sitting right over there.
I was a little busy figuring out what y'all had. But,
Learn to
you know,
multitask.
learn to make better zombies.
I'm trying.
He's
It's a
actively
work in
trying.
progress.
I mean, those minotaurs were concerning.
Great. Cool. The Minotaurs were concerning. Fantastic.
I mean, but we have one of those in the form of a helmet, which is
I don't know
fun.
why you guys are all so sassy. This guy is like a bro.
Look, the Minotaurs weren't mine, per se. They were
Wait.
kind of loners. I'm gonna have to explain
Oh,
that one
loner.
too, so...
From where?
Well, I mean, this is an outpost of the academy. It's not like if there isn't a student here, it still needs to be guarded. No,
Yeah, that makes sense.
like,
So we basically just destroyed school equipment.
yeah, you totally are responsible for that. This is
I'm okay
your
with this.
fault.
All right, so general consensus. Just gonna throw this out here, just because I want to get this in concrete. So we are going to work on a more solid plan for dealing with the scourges, and you are potentially coming with so that you can potentially get the rod.
I can't go
Yeah.
back to
Coming
class
with?
right now, so I'm gonna fucking sleep off this goddamn headache's what I'm gonna fucking do. Shit.
I thought we
Where-
were gonna go deal with the Black Tongue, and he was gonna do necromancy stuff, and then probably also figure out what to do with the scourges.
If dealing with the Black Tongue is part of preparing for
Yeah,
the
he's
scourges,
talking, that's
then-
a whole overall like there are multiple steps, like potentially dealing with the Black Tongues, potentially going to the temple, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Like,
we have absolutely no plan.
Where is
We
you
are
got a lot of
entrance-
you got a lot of parts. You just haven't made anything concrete yet.
Where is the entrance to Dwermacor?
Like, hang a right. I wouldn't fucking just go waltzing in though. Just saying.
If only we had an invite. Ezra looks at Bones.
One of those.
He looks at you. Karsus looks at you and he says, "Yeah, you're gonna need more than an invite."
They didn't. They just said show up. They didn't say bring like a friend.
Did I not say earlier that getting there is part of the test?
Oh, what's the other part? I need a +1 or?
What? No. I mean, like it is. Okay, you need to have enough talent or promise or whatever to be invited in the first place. So that's the other part of the test, and then getting there is the other part of the test. But like, you're
Double check.
there, but you're not there. There's still more shit in the
Bones
way.
Bones
It really
has plenty
seems
of talent.
like-
He's
It
fine.
seems like this problem's really just gonna solve itself. I'm gonna be honest with you.
What? Huh? What are you talking about?
You said I just gotta get there.
I'm trying to imply that there's a piece of crucial knowledge that you are missing that I'm not giving you yet.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got that.
How do we get said knowledge?
I mean, maybe we be buddies. So far,
You
you
did
just
just
smacked me
throw
in the
a
head.
horde at us.
And you
I've been
smacked me in the head
advocating.
for that. So, tomato,
We're
tomato, tit for tat. We're all even. Now, to make things to, you know.
I walk up and I slap him across the head and heal his headache.
He flinches,
That's
right?
my
Like
direction.
you walk up and he's like, you haven't been threatening or anything yet so far, right? So he's like, he's not super like when you walk up or anything, but like you swing and he definitely is like, like he goes into roar, and you see his
The Ezra reaction.
the hand comes up, right? Like as you're going to slap him, his hand comes up and like sigils form in his hand in an instant, and he is speaking, and you see this arcane shield kind of like up over him. I'm just gonna say that because for shits and giggles, right? Like you get to him before he actually gets the reaction off, but he does try to like shield you from punching him. And then
Does
you
it burn his spell slot?
Sure, we'll say like he's not using his fucking spell slots for anything else right now. He does that in reaction, and then you like slap him and it heals, and he's just like he throws his head with the slap, and he's like, "What the fuck?" And it's not
Yeah,
the
I
swelling's
haven't
reduced. The swelling is reduced a lot. Right, but it's not like completely gone. You only heal for 4,
Yeah.
right? It's not like a massive
Yeah,
chunk or
yeah.
anything like that. But he's definitely like, oh, holy shit! You do that again?
I can. Slap him across the other side.
He kind of like, right? Like but he doesn't full like flinch away from it. Like,
Better.
oh shit. And you can see like a little bit of colors coming back to his face, and the swelling is drastically reduced. And he's like, oh god. I mean, I still have a bit of a headache and obviously need to sleep this the fuck off, but my god, that is so much better. Holy shit.
I got you. To be fair, I'm the one that gave you that big welt, so
You're fucking right, but
not bad.
to be fair, I tried to like turn you into necrotized mush, so there is that.
That's kind of messed up, man.
Well, I mean, it didn't work. Clearly.
Fair, but like, still not a cool thing to do.
Cracking someone over the head with a stick isn't a cool thing to do.
You did yours first.
It's not cool. He's right.
I don't have a comeback. Yes. I shot
right.
first.
All right. Well, I think we
How
can work
about
together.
how about this for a plan? At least to start. You're exhausted. We're exhausted.
I'm not exhausted.
Congratulations. We set up out in your audience chamber.
In my foyer,
camp out.
you uncouth
Whatever.
animal.
Yeah, uncouth. That's us.
Yeah,
Yes.
he looks at everyone else and he gestures at Ezra and he's like, he's got a stick up his butt.
That's true.
The rest of y'all take jokes. He's like, man, Lucy, come on. I'm fucking with you, man. Like, chill.
We set up out in your vestibule.
Nice.
We rest up.
Matt pulls out
You
a
rest
pocket
up.
dictionary.
Yeah.
And we talk in the morning.
You're not gonna murder me in my sleep, are you?
You're not gonna murder us in ours.
I got no interest in that. You've got information I need.
Also,
I mean information Bones need.
I already know how to get there. I don't need his assistance.
Yeah, okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. Why would I not be fine with that?
Also, can you turn off the poisonous cloud thing when we leave?
It's on a timer?
We
How
can
long's
talk
the
in the
timer?
morning. We can talk in the morning.
Oh, okay. Do you give him his books back?
I ask if I can keep nesters to look at in the vestibule.
Roll me a persuasion check.
27.
good lord.
He's like, yeah, you're not going anywhere. I mean, you're not going anywhere, right?
We've
Like,
agreed.
look, I yeah, read the fucking book. I'm gonna be in a lot of fucking trouble if that thing just disappears.
I have only minimal interest in this book and not in your schooling, more in preparation.
Okay.
I mean, you know how much school books cost? Like, jeez.
They're really expensive.
Yeah.
Very expensive.
So, all right. I think in that scenario, we basically get to Ezra throws up the dome. You guys begin the start of a long rest. That's the intention, right?
Yes,
Get me to the level!
Did you give him? Did you give him his spell
Oh
book
fuck!
back?
I forgot we leveled. I didn't think about this at all
Okay,
last week.
Gotcha.
God
okay.
damn it!
I mean,
So-
I don't get a whole lot.
So-
Everyone's ready to leave. I'm like, no, I want my level!
he heads
It's
down
high
into
HP.
like his little area. You see, he actually does like he moves past you. I mean, before you guys like, and I worked on these for a long time. Do you mind if I And he walks into like the field of corpses.
But before, so while he's doing that, I'm starting to pencil through Nestor's. I'm not throwing up the dome because I'm not giving him access to enter the dome. He has to
Sure.
dispel this shit to get through it.
Yeah, sure, gotcha. So all he does is he walks over to one of the whites, and he drags it with him back into his camp.
That's creepy.
I go grab the other one and actually.
Yeah.
bring
Hey,
back
bro,
down
you want some
before-
help?
Yeah,
I
I,
mean-
I can probably get one of these minotaurs.
No, just the whites. Like I can't deal with the minotaurs,
those-
but I can.
those,
The whites are
those,
mine. I can start working on the whites at least.
That's his big spell, guys. That's his PowerPoint. So if he's defending himself, if he didn't put 2 and 2 together.
He said he need a few days to help us.
I
and we
can't
start now.
like. I mean, I'm just gonna try to work on some of the damage. I mean, you guys have fucked these things up. I can't reanimate them as they are. They'll just fall right back the fuck apart. So, you know, I
If he
gotta
betrays us, I'll just kill him. Like, it's
I gotta
fine.
stitch some things up and fucking mend some of these bones. You know.
No, he's expecting us to betray him.
I mean, I really fucking hope not.
I'm just seeing the plan. I'm just communicating what's going on. I think we have no intent.
So y'all. So the ashes and bones, you guys help him get the other white over.
Yeah,
he
I
says-
call Mossy over.
He says
Mossy,
thanks.
help me drag this.
Oh, it's easy. It's easy with Mossy's assistance, right?
Mossy, I know you got big arms. Let's use those right now.
You pull that over, and he thanks you. And he kind of like he moves stuff off of the main desk down there, and puts one of the white corpses up there, and starts to just kind of fiddle with it, slowly but surely, trying to repair a said creature. And that's it. Cool. Anything else before you all nap on down?
Before Ezra takes his long rest, he's going to spend an hour or two with Nestor's book, just understanding some of the more terrifying profiles that Nestor lists out, and just kind of getting a idea of potentially what kind of necromantic energies could be thrown at us in the future.
Roll me an Arcana check. Critical success. 27 critical success. Very nice. Okay, cool. So necromancy is not your forte by any stretch of the imagination necessarily, right? But study is your forte, right? Like, it's what you enjoy doing, it's your passion, it's your hobby, it's all the things, right? So while you may not be a specialist when it comes to necromancy, you are an enthusiast of magic, and you're well read. So as you begin to leaf through this tome, there is a lot of basic fundamental stuff in here that is good. It's solid, right? Or at least it references good basic fundamentals for theory, right? But you notice real fucking quick in this book that Nestor, or at least some of the things that he is discussing or theorizing in this book, are experimental as shit. Not the normal practiced way of doing things, and potentially dangerous, both to you know, the people that these things are cast against, but also to the people around the caster and to the caster themselves. Like, some of this stuff is very volatile in its theory, right? Nestor, after reading a little bit into this book, Nestor does not seem to be a safe person. A person who gives a shit about anything else in existence except for Nestor, right? And willing to do almost anything for power. Like, some of the recommended parts and pieces are like evil to the fucking core, right? Like, talking about the utilization of you know, the little extra oomph that can be given to a zombie if you feed it a child's spleen or something along those lines, right? Like legitimately,
spleens have extra powers,
right? Like legitimately, like sick, almost kind of like deranged stuff, like going above and beyond the concept of like
sadistic nature.
Yeah, exactly, right? So very much a situation of like, while your interactions with Karstus might have been congenial in, you know,
More
most
amenable.
parts, right? But the writings of Nestor are an entirely different situation, and there's some truly like nightmarish both creature designs in here, like the concept of like almost like human centipede-esque style, like
I'm out.
amalgamations of creatures,
Gross,
like
bro.
like portions of creature attached to other portion of creature attached to other portion of creature type situations.
Did he put a man's
Nasty.
torso on top of a horse's body? Did he invent that?
As you read through, it does seem like he is pretty into putting torsos onto a lot of things.
Dang.
It
All
doesn't
right then.
just stem to creatures, though, as you're leafing through the book. His experimentation goes into all of necromantic energy, and even into what a lot of people don't think about, but healing energies, right? Which is most often not really an arcane subject, so there's not a lot of detail here, but the book does posit about the concepts of necromantic energies from a divine sense being utilized as basically like the reversing of harm, right? But they do so in such a way as to kind of like discuss how that can further be reversed back into more harm. And there's some pretty intense like discussions on the concept of like what necromantic energy can be done and where it is best utilized, how to properly blight things or kill, you know, particular portions of a creature's body without harming the other portions of its body.
Oh, neat.
It is not a pleasant reading experience. But it is well written.
Roll for
and
mental trauma.
and from the critical success, right, from the 27, right, like, it's not just well written, it's you have every reason to believe, right, like, it's good information if you want to be doing the things in the book, right? Like, this could lead a novice necromancer to become a experienced one.
A lich.
Not quite lichdom necessarily. There is specifically nothing in the book that discusses lichdom. But yeah, it's some creepy shit. Anyways,
So there isn't much for a bestiary section.
there's
or...
not like singular situations, but there's probably like there's discussions of probably like a couple dozen creature types, and then there's actually like little illustrations of probably like 6 to 10 of those creatures. None of them are so out of the norm for you that you are like, oh, I've never seen or heard of anything like this, but they all seem like variations on things that you have heard of before, right? The most grotesque being basically that amalgamation scenario where it's like hindquarters, body, shoulders, head, that type of thing. And that was basically like the concept of a golem, but utilizing the best parts of various humanoid, or the quote-unquote best parts of various humanoids, in order to create like a undead super soldier kind of type thing, you know?
Humanoid chimera almost.
Exactly, right? Like, yeah.
Wado.
Oh no.
Yeah, after I get
Otis
a
That's you.
good read on the importance of this tome and maybe make a couple of notes about some common trends in the creatures' natures, just to further prepare ourselves for future nature, then I close the tome and walk it over to what's his nuts
Tarsus.
before
When you get there, he is he's kind of leaning over the white that's on the table, and you see he's kind of trying to like magically knit together some of the bones, because this particular white almost got sheared in half, basically. So he's kind of just like infusing the bones with arcane energy and kind of trying to like slowly but surely knit them back together. He's like, "Oh, how'd you find it?"
Insightful.
Yeah, insightful.
This is Ezra's evil streak. It's starting.
I thought it was kind of fucked up myself.
I mean,
Oh shit!
that's another way to put it. He's an intelligent man, it seems.
Oh yeah, he was fucking brilliant. Once upon a time.
Was.
I mean, he's a husk of his former self.
Still stronger than both of us, though.
For now.
Touche. Thank you. Sleep well. We'll talk in the morning.
Yeah, something like that.
Mm.
You see, like, he gives you this... He seems more relaxed. Right? Like, he saw you walk out of a dome. He knows what it is. He saw you with a spell book. He saw you with all these other books, right? Like, he knows you are
He's
a
an intelligent
mage, right?
individual.
Like,
he knows
exactly,
bones
right? Like,
isn't the...
well, like,
I mean,
so
what?
so he.
Okay, first of all, I'm magic as fuck. Okay, just first of all, and
but he, like, there was a, like, in that initial contact with you, there was an air of, you know, like,
Challenge.
threat. Yeah, challenge.
Yeah.
Like, you're a potential magic user. He doesn't, like, this school is clearly not just a, hey, everyone works together, woo, type environment,
Competition.
right? So, like,
Yep.
he was immediately very, like jokey about it, but there was still that edge of reality there. As you kind of like say that, bid him good night and everything like that, he says, he seems to relax ever so slightly, right? Yeah. I'll see you in the morning. Have a good night. Then he kind of like goes back to mending the white on his.
I cast chain lightning on him. No.
He fucking dies. He's dead. He's done.
Jesus Christ!
Like,
Don't have that spell anyway. Don't have that slot anyway.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. Cool.
Then I cast the dome and I assume begin a long rest.
All right, sounds like a plan. Anybody doing anything else, or is it onwards to the long restingness?
I think it's the restingness.
Okay. One last little thing to note. As you all bed down and begin to rest, Bones, you do note that not long into your rest, considering the length of time you all spent doing other things. Probably only about 10 or 15 minutes into your arrest. Mossy's large arms reduce back to their normal size, as it seems
It lasts like an hour.
to last about like an hour. So
Yeah, makes sense.
Mossy's 23 strength reduces back down to his natural 18.
All right, you got that? Yeah, you got it. I just
I
watched
got
you changed it.
I'm fixing. All right. So, okay, so if that is all that is happening, you all are technically in a safe zone. So you don't have to worry about anything else until all the undead rise back up around you. But we'll worry about that.
Shit.
Farming XP.
When we come back from break,
Honestly, mad
see
respect
how
if
that
that
goes.
happened.
so, all right, we are gonna go on break. We'll be back in just a few minutes for more Dungeon of the Mad Mage. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Hey, everybody! Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider leaving a like, commenting, or subscribing. It really helps me out. If you'd like to see me live, head over to my Twitch at twitch.tv/thedistanthorizon.